welcome back to another day of Bookmas. I kind of fibbed a little. I kind of lied a bit apparently, because in my November TBR selection video, if you saw that one, I said that was going to be the final month that I was going to do one of those. That was going to be the final month of the year that my TBR jar got a look in, and I was wrong. I thought that based on previous years, in December I like to do my rereads. In December I just like to be able to totally pick up whatever I feel like it. I also tend to take like the end of December off reading a little bit and just chill a bit before I can dive headfirst into the new year with some epic January reads. This year though, I'm not feeling the same as other years. The book that I finished on the final day of November, I can't wait, I cannot wait to talk to you about it. But it's one of those books that has done the total opposite of put me in a slump. It's like literally made me so hungry for stories. I'm now like, give me books, like give me books. I'm here to read. I'm here to read in December. So we need to choose a TBR for the month, apparently. I am, of course, gonna enlist the help of the TBR jar, but this particular TBR selection video is gonna have a little bit more structure. There's going to be more variety to it because I do want to rig the choices a little bit in my favor. I make the rules, so I've decided I'm allowed to do that. So we're going to choose 3 books from the TBR jar using those prompts, and then we're going to choose 3 other books in 3 different ways. One of them, I want to do a reread of one of my favorite books for this time of year. And I think I'm actually going to ask Siri to just randomly choose one of those. Second, I want to make sure that we get a good festive book in there. So I think I might do like a random name picker chooses one of the festive books that I've got on my physical TBR that I want to get to. And then the third one is I'm going to get Cameron to choose a book. He did choose a book. I think it was in my November TBR jar video that he chose a book, but literally the most decisive person in the world. So whereas I end up staring at this shelf for ages, as you know, trying to choose a book, he'll just pick one for me. So that'll be nice and neat and very satisfying. Let's start with Siri choosing between a couple of books that I know I want to reread. I think I know which ones I want Siri to choose between because I just know I really want to read these books, so I want them on the TBR. But I might just have a quick look at the shelves, see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. Okay, yeah, let me have a look and then I'll gather the options. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick with the ones that I knew I was gonna pick. I knew these were the 2 that I really want on my TBR for December, and they are Holiday Romance and Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. I said it in my Winter Rex video, but these are my favorite Christmas books. These are my favorite contemporary romances for this time of year. I thought it was impossible before I read these to write a book or make a movie, to be honest, that was very Christmassy, that wasn't also very cringy. These are non-cringy, festive contemporary romances, and they're so good. The first book, Holiday Romance, is kind of like Friends to Lovers, but it takes place over, like, I think it's about 10 years. Molly and Andrew take the same flight home from Chicago to Dublin every year for Christmas, and that's like the only time they ever see each other, but they basically build this friendship over catching that exact flight together every single year. And then one year, I think it is like the 10th year or something, one year their flight gets cancelled and they have to find a way back to Dublin via other means to get home in time for Christmas. And you kind of do it kind of a little bit like You and Me on Vacation, the way you kind of jump back and see their relationship building through all of these other flights that they've taken together over the years and like how their friendship has built. It's good, guys. It's really good. And the second one, Snowed In, is about Andrew from this book's brother, and Christian is such a good MMC. I kind of think that this one is my favorite out of the 2. I do love them both, and obviously I've never reread these because I read them for the first time last year. So it was one of those things where like I read this, I was like, oh my god, that was fantastic. I read the second one, then I was like, oh my god, that was fantastic. So I don't know super explicitly which one's my favorite, but I just remember thinking Christian was like such a good MMC. And then this one is fake dating, where Christian feels like he needs to bring somebody home for Christmas or something like that, and then there's forced proximity because they get snowed in to somewhere at some point. I don't even remember the plot. I just remember like specific scenes and little bits that just made me so giggly, and it was so good. So I know I really want to reread one of these this year. I am just going to ask Siri to randomly choose a number, either 1 or 2. Obviously I'm going to do Holiday Romance is number 1 and Snowed In is number 2. Okay, let me just grab my phone. Hey Siri, can you please randomly choose either the number 1 or the number 2? I'll choose 2. Okay. Well, that's made me very happy. I can't believe this is the first book. This is the first book on the TBR, and I'm probably most excited to read this out of any. No, let's not spoil the fun for what's to come. I'm just excited right now, but I'm very excited about this. I want to read it right now, but I might actually save this for my actual Christmas read because I love it. The vibes are so high. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, next, let's go straight on ahead whilst I've got my phone here and do the random name picker chooses the festive book that I want to put in my TBR. And this way I've kind of stacked it with 2 festive books because it's December. I'm not reading a festive book any other time of the year. So let me gather the festive books that I've got on my TBR and then we'll choose. Okay, so I have 4 festive books currently on my physical TBR that I want to get to. We have One Day in December by Josie Silver. I really want to read this one. This story follows Laurie, who one day sees a man at a bus stop and kind of immediately has this love at first sight kind of attraction to him. And I don't really understand how she could be quite so obsessed, but she sees this man and she just thinks, oh my gosh, that's him, that's the one. Proceeds to tell all of her friends and family about him. And she and her friends spend the next year looking for this man because she's so convinced he's the one. And then a year later, her best friend or roommate brings home her new boyfriend, and obviously it's him. No idea what happens apart from that, but it just sounds so intriguing and also like a very non-cringy Christmassy book because I don't know if it is necessarily Christmas, but it's December, so surely. Next, we've got a very cutesy fun time, The Christmas Tree Farm. Woman, Kira, hates Christmas but buys a Christmas tree farm. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then a guy, Bennett, who comes to the town and is handy and helps her with the farm, I'm guessing. I don't really need to know what happens in this book, to be honest. It'll just be a cute Hallmark movie, chill, giggly fun time, not too stressful. Also quite a good one to read over actual Christmas because you don't need loads of brain power probably to read this. It is exactly what it says on the tin, you know? Next, I've got The Party by Tessa Hadley. This is a book that I bought last year. It's teeny tiny, it's a little novella, and it's a story about, I think it's a coming of age story about 2 sisters who sneak out to go to a party, and apparently it's just an incredibly thought-provoking story that makes you think a lot about life and its lessons and all those types of things. And it was one of those like Waterstones top picks last year when I was just browsing the bookshop, and I don't know, something about it just made me feel really like it would be a book that really stayed with me, like it was a book that I really just, I don't know, needed to read, and I didn't get to it last year. But yeah, Tessa Hadley explores the ever-changing desires, the sudden revelations, and the lasting mysteries that are bound up with who we are and who we might become. I don't know, I just think I'll really enjoy it. But it is teeny tiny, so this could end up being a bonus. I'm thinking maybe if the name generator picks this, I might do that as like an extra, but that's The Party. And then finally, we've got Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, which is a relatively new release. This is a story about a very people pleaser, positive, optimistic, happy-go-lucky woman who gets haunted by Nolan, who is the ghost of Christmas past. Super intriguing concept. I have so many questions. I really want to read this one because I've seen so many people talking about it at the moment, and because it's a relatively new release, I'm like, I want to be involved in the chatter. I've seen some really, really good things. I've seen some maybe less good things, and I want to know what I think. I want to know where I fall in the chatter. So far, every B.K. Borison book I've read, I've enjoyed. They haven't been necessarily like 5-star reads. I loved First Time Caller. I really enjoyed that. And then Love Lake Farms, I really liked. It wasn't necessarily like a super hard hitter of a book, but I really enjoyed it. So I do have high hopes. Like, I do enjoy a B.K. Borison book, so we'll see. Those are the 4. Let me just quickly a name picker and enter some options. Okay, here we go. The Christmas Tree Farm. Okay, right, we've got the names all entered. Spin the wheel. Are we ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. Tap to spin. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay, we've got The Party. I think I might do what I said I was gonna do. I might just add this as a little bonus, which means actually we're gonna be choosing 7 books for the TBR instead of just 6. I just think this is so tiny. I do really wanna read it, and I'm very pleased it's picked it, because if I could have chosen myself, again, it's just one of those ones that I might have skipped over. So I'm glad it's been chosen, but I might also pick another one, if that's okay with you. It's okay with me, so I think we're just gonna do it. Okay, let's, oh no, I should have removed it. There was an option to do that. Okay, let me just remove it quickly so that it doesn't come up again. Okay, right, let's go again. Spin. Oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, that's pretty clear. Good Spirits is the winner. Okay, that is our next choice. Like I said, I'm very pleased about this. It means I can join in the chatter immediately. Am I a little bit sad we didn't get One Day in December? Yes, but I also think I would have been sad if I'd got One Day in December and not Good Spirits. I think between either of these, I kind of wanted them both, but we respect the wheel picker generator thing, whatever it is, we respect it, and it's chosen Good Spirit. So that is the next one on the list. Okay, we're doing very well so far. I think now let's move on to the jar and then we'll do Cameron last. So here we go, jar. This is now finally, like this is actually it now. This is its final go. Its last few prompts of 2025. And to be honest, its last few prompts ever, because we'll talk about it when we do our reset for 2026, but this jar is getting a whole overhaul. Like this is, every single one of these prompts is going, we're starting from scratch, we're going fresh. Okay, here we go guys, last one, the last one. Well no, the first one of the last three. Oh, this one's very open. We had this one recently. Oh, that's a great one. I don't know if we've ever had this, but it was so unraveled. Have we had this before? We have a book that is part of a series. Yes, that's excellent. That gives me so much free reign to choose from the shelves. Right, let me pull out some options. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is quite the pile. I want to read every single one of these this month. How on earth are we gonna choose? Okay, the ones that I've pulled out that would be me starting a new series, we have Beartown by Frederick Buckman. You know I want to read this so badly now. You know, it's the time of year. I've been waiting for this time of year to read this book. We have Beartown. We could start The Boys of Tom and Universe with Binding 13. I mean, you know, could be time. Emily Wilde. Again, I've been really saving this for this time of year. I just think it sounds so cozy and perfect for, ooh. And I think, is it a trilogy? And everybody just says that the books, like every single one of the books in the series are just so good. And then finally, Immortal Dark. Can you ever have enough vampires? I don't know. And the second book in the series came out very recently, and I've heard that book is also great. Another good option. How am I gonna whittle these down? I'm trying to think what prompts I think might also come up in the jar, like what prompts I know that exist in there that might pick some of these in future prompts, like in the next two prompts that we've got. I think I might eliminate Emily Wilde because I do think I've got quite a lot of prompts in the jar that are like a book that's a fantasy, a book that contains magic, a book that's about fairies. Like I do think I've got some of those prompts in there. I'm gonna put this back and maybe we'll get a prompt that will pick it in a bit. No, actually, before I put this back, let me put the blinds down because I've just seen how crazy the sun is. Oh, these are such a tough three to choose from. I might also put back Binding 13 because I know there's a prompt in there that comes up all the time that's like a book that matches your outfit, and this is red and I'm wearing red, so that could come up again. This is a bit rogue, but I think I'm gonna go for Immortal Dark by T.J. Germer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, but I wanted to read this for the last few months. I haven't gotten to it. I don't know, something about me just says I won't be able to read vampires in January, Feb. It just doesn't feel like a right fit. It really feels like it's this side of the new year kind of a book. And I feel like this is my last chance before next September, October comes around. Well, that feels bold. Okay, I'm gonna add Immortal Dark to the list and I'm gonna put back Frederick Buckman for now. But I kind of just like know I'm gonna read this over the next few months. Like I just know it. Okay, let's go again. Let's go again and see if we choose any of those ones I just mentioned. Oh, this is a big one. A book that has been on your TBR for too long. I don't mean to pick up the same books up again, but to me, those options are now like these two again. I think we now have Binding 13 and Beartown that have both been, oh, wrong way around, that have both been on my TBR for so long. And like enough is enough. I feel like you guys have been telling me to read these so often. What have I already got? I've got Cozy, Festive, and I've got Fantasy, both very different to these two. They're both quite hard hitting, aren't they? Because in my head I was like, I don't want Binding 13 to bum me out over Christmas. But I think this is also quite dark, quite hard to read. So, okay. I'm gonna go with Beartown, which you might be upset about, but my reasoning is for you, I promise. My reasoning is the chances of me vlogging all of these books is very slim because I'm not gonna vlog like the second half of December. I'm gonna take a little break. And I feel like if I read Binding 13 but I don't vlog it, you would not be impressed. And I do really want to document my experience of reading this book. So I feel like on the risk that when I read this book, whichever one it is, doesn't get captured, doesn't get vlogged, I think I'm gonna go with Beartown. I feel like you'd be less upset if you didn't see me reading Beartown. Is that correct? Am I wrong? Am I right? Beartown's on the list. Okay, this is a really strong reading month. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this pile so far. And this is the final. This is it. This is now actually it. This is the final TBR jar prompt for 2025. Ooh. All of these feel so unraveled now. A book, a book that Cameron chooses for you. Well, he was going to choose the next one anyway, so I might leave that one because I was gonna ask him anyway, as if he's now come up twice in a row after not coming up all year. Okay, next one. Nope, we're not doing that either. Okay, come on, Jar, try a bit harder. This one says a book that you loved, read it again, which was our first selection, was a reread. So we've already done that. We've already done that. Come on, come on. I mean, even like, I never normally look, but like, are there any that look really folded? Oh, this one's like neatly folded in half. I feel a bit nervous. A book you've been putting off. A book you've been putting off. Okay, okay. Well, really that is Binding 13, isn't it? That is Binding 13. Or, oh no. We're gonna have to find a way to start doing these live. It could also be Crooked Kingdom, because I've been putting that off as well. What should I do, Binding 13 or Crooked Kingdom? I feel like you probably want me to vlog both. Ah, this is so hard. Okay. I'm gonna go with Binding 13, and I will just find a way to capture some of my reactions. It might not be a whole vlog, it might be inserting some clips into a different vlog. I don't know. But this is a book that I've been putting off so much, and I think it's about time. Okay, we have such a good pile. We have one book left to choose. Cameron's gonna choose it. For anyone that's new here and has no idea who that is, Cameron is my fiance. I'm gonna go get him, and he can choose anything from the shelves. The final book.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's quite, these are pretty actually. I don't think I noticed them before.
So everyone can say hi if anyone hasn't met Cameron before. So Cameron's gonna choose the final book for the December TBR. The rules are, you can choose, you actually probably, if you feel very compelled by something, maybe I'll change the game and you can just choose anything you want. But really, these are the two shelves of books that I've never read before.
Okay. And is there any theme? Like, why are these ones grouped like this?
Oh, these ones are all fantasy.
Yeah.
Except that's actually not fantasy. That should be there. But these ones are all fantasy books, and then these ones are all like general fiction or romance or mysteries or thriller. Like, they're just everything else that's not got magic in it.
Okay. And what's the ones you just read before this?
These are the books that I currently have so far on the list.
To read or just read? Have been.
These are the ones that are to be read. The ones that I've just read have been a mix. Well, the book that I was crying... You see, you didn't actually ask.
What?
The book that I was crying about.
I didn't. But
the other day.
Often cry about them.
I do often cry about books.
It's gonna go on like...
You can read the books.
Like the cool cover.
You can base the book by its cover, yeah.
That one's quite cool.
Do you want me to tell you what that's about?
Yeah.
It's about an octopus.
Okay.
And the people that look after him, and the octopus is like sentient, like he has words in the book.
Yeah, I'm picking that one.
No, could you think about it a little bit more?
Yeah. Well, this one feels like the opposite of crying, so...
No, I think it's quite heartfelt.
A warm and satisfying book, remarkable characters who will stay with you for a long time.
Yeah.
I defy you to put it down once you've started. Yeah, I think it'll be good. BBC Two. And I love the cover. I think it's a really cool cover.
Okay, that's it. Just one and done.
Yeah.
No, you can't pick that one, actually.
That one looks quite hectic.
Because I think I'm going to read that one.
It gives me anxiety even looking at it.
I'm going to read that one in January, I think.
And this one feels like if I touch it too much, it's going to make my fingers blue. You know what I mean? Feels like a pen leaked near it. But I've seen this one's been on the shelf for a while.
That one has been on the shelf for a while.
I remember when you got it, actually. So it can stay a little
That
bit
was Tomorrow. And he's currently holding Remarkably Bright Creatures.
Yeah, I think you should do this one. I think it's short, sweet, fun, and feels sunny and nice. Like, this feels fun and happy.
I'm probably not going to read it today, but yes.
Well, when you do read it, let me know when you start.
Okay, cool. And when this book makes me cry, I'm going to come and say, this is the book that you told me was going to be happy.
But look, it's like Octopus of the Mop. How can it not be happy?
Thank you very much. That's a good choice. I have been wanting to read this. Okay, there you have it. He saw what he liked, he went for what he liked, he immediately liked the spine, picked it up, saw that there was an octopus on the front with a mop. You heard him. He's chosen Remarkably Bright Creatures. This is a book I have been really wanting to read. In my mind, it's more of a spring book, but he doesn't get the whole seasonal thing. So we are going to respect his choice, because last time he chose a book, I put it back on the shelf because it was Assistant to the Villain and I couldn't vibe with it. But this time I'm going to read his book. So that means For the month of December, we have 7 books, and I'm really happy with this list. We have Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, Bear Town by Frederick Buckman, Immortal Dark by T.J. Gilmer, Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, The Party by Tessa Hadley, and then Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. What a list. What a list, guys. I'm so excited to read these in December. Some of these will make it into Vlogmas, I'm sure. The rest of them, I'll just have to tell you about when I do my December wrap up in the new year. Like I said, I'm on such a reading hype at the moment, so I think I'm just gonna go pick one right now and get cracking. I hope you've had such a lovely day today. I hope you're in the middle of such a lovely book, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow for another episode of Bookmas. Bye, guys.